we are here.
Oh, yeah,
Hi.
yeah. Hi.
Maybe we should go once again.
Yeah, I think, yeah. I'm Elena.
And I am Eleni, and we are going to present to you the project People for Nature, which is the result of the cooperation of WWF Russia and the EU Delegation
Russia?
And we are very, very proud for this project because it is a project that has a lot of positive values to it. So it is inclusive, it is international, it has a very tangible impact, and it's good for the environment. It's an environmental project essentially. So are we ready to show our slides?
Yeah.
So just to give you a little bit of background, the project started in 2019, and its objective is to ameliorate several environmental aspects in Russia, like illegal logging or water and air pollution and general environmental degradation. And in reality, these are of course global concerns. But what is special about Russia is that Russia is a vast country with huge natural resources, very rich in resources, and this is also and very rich in a very strong industrial activity. So while the huge forest territories of Russia capture a lot of carbon emissions for the entire northern hemisphere and are home to biodiversity, this is also what makes Russia, this environment also very vulnerable, right? Because the industrial activity can have an effect that is detrimental not only for the environment and its people, but also globally. So this project actually now, after this whole pandemic situation, we feel is becoming more and more important, is gaining in importance.
Yeah, talking about pandemic, there was some research that showed that because of the pandemics, the carbon emissions dropped dramatically this year. However, experts say that it's really nothing good about it because after economy starts recovering, these carbon emissions could bounce back rapidly. So
exactly. So we feel that economic recovery is compatible with a sustainable growth and with the protection of the environment. So these are not conflicting goals essentially, and the whole point is that we should keep nature in check while countries are hoping to recover after the pandemic. So this project is really gaining in importance because of that.
But can you tell a bit more how we can achieve this goal?
So so basically the heart and soul of this. So no, we haven't talked about the okay, yeah, it's okay. So the heart and soul of this project is really citizen participation, right? Yeah. So the empowerment of people to have knowledge and skills and buy into the protection of the environment. And this is an important. This is the main component of this project is really that, and. So
we're talking about engaging more and more people, civil society, into the protection of the environment.
Exactly. This project is about involving NGOs, environmental activists, and giving them the skills and the knowledge they need to become monitors of environmental degradation. And this is really something that in the European Union is very mainstream.
Yeah. But it's quite new for Russia. Yeah, it's pretty new for Russia.
Exactly. So, and that's why we feel that this dialogue between the European Union and WWF Russia is actually very successful, because in Europe it was actually it's very much due to the citizenship and the demand of people that Europe is going very strong on becoming emissions neutral by 2050 with its new Green Deal. So this is really about empowering people. And then, of course, another very cool thing, a very cool element about the project is this cooperation of international cooperation, of course. The partnership of WWF Russia, of the delegation of the European Union. So it's a win-win situation because global concerns really have global answers, global solutions. So, but maybe Elena, you want to tell us more about the other very interesting tools and elements that this project has, because we talked about the people and we said about empowerment. So, how does this project empower people to protect the environment?
To help local communities to protect nature, we start from trainings and expert support. Then we provide grant support for the NGOs in the regions and promote using modern technologies. And what's very important here that we make sure that all these tools are accessible for participants from the very remote regions of Russia. So, and the regions we're talking about, these are 3 ecological regions. It's Russian Caucasus, it's Altai-Sayan, and it's Amur. So you can look at the beautiful pictures of them. All these 3 areas are listed as the most important areas to preserving biodiversity on Earth. So that's why it's so important to work in these very regions. And then,
Elena, tell us how does the project work in particular?
So we see the project as a kind of transformational cycle or transformational circle. So there are non-governmental organizations and ecological activists already working in the regions of the project. We start from helping them to identify what are the key environmental issues need to be addressed in their regions. For example, in Altai or Amur, there is a huge problem with the water pollution from gold mining. Kilometers of rivers are damaged with it. And for example, in Caucasus, the main problem is about illegal logging of the precious forests.
And so once you do the mapping and identify what the problems are, what do you do next?
Then, after the problems are identified, we arrange trainings for NGOs to provide locals with knowledge on how to address these issues. The trainings may be field trainings or online courses, depending on the situation. For example, the participants go to the forest field trip accompanied by the experts and learn how to find the logging sites, how to understand was the trees cut illegally or not. So they need to understand and practice these skills. Another good example is teaching activists how to read the enterprise's reports on sustainability and on their environmental impact, how to approach to local authorities to get information about the industrial impact on the environment, how to protect your right for the safe environment. So these are our trainings,
So basically, when environmentalists are identifying a problem, then they're equipped to raise this issue with the government and with companies, right?
Yeah, definitely,
Which means that litigations can happen or that action can be taken.
Yeah, the action can be taken, but many local activists face another problem: a lack of funding. That's why we have grants program for them, and the program is quite competitive, but the best projects get their financial support. For example, by now, more than 30 grants were awarded for local NGOs.
Okay, so tell us a bit more about the results that you've had so far, because I think that there are many in this a year and a half of the project's lifetime.
Yeah, a year and a half, it's enough time to get first results. For example, during the first year, activists mapped more than 2,000 sites of logging in the Caucasus and uploaded to the open online resources. And now everyone can find these sites and check whether the logging were legal or not. Another great example that during this summer, activists revealed more than 5,000 kilometers of polluted rivers, polluted with gold mining, and this only in 2 regions. So it's a huge result, and it proved that public monitoring of the environment really works.
So really, this data has helped really having an impact on actual activities happening to prevent these wrongdoings and degradation.
Okay. But we can use it in many different ways. And one good example is I would like to ask Ludmila to share, because she's an expert in this field and one of the leading experts in our project. Please take the floor.
Okay, thank you. Besides direct consequences for the polluters, like being fined or even closed by authorities, public monitoring contributes to the systematic change and greening the economy. For example, the data from monitoring is used to calculating environmental transparency ratings for the most polluting industries in Russia: oil and gas, mining and metals, power generation. Thanks to the public monitoring, we can compare what information on their impacts the companies share and what people can see on satellite images or on site. And being ranked high for their environmental performance is very important for companies, especially for those which operate internationally.
So do you mean that this helps us transform business?
Yes, sure. Yeah. It's like soft mechanisms for transforming business.
Crafting greener, sustainable capital.
For moving business into a more sustainable future.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah. And another result that we can share is that more and more NGOs are being engaged in the process, and to help them to build their capacity and to increase the number of participants, we use our actually great abilities to communicate and to bring publicity to them by WWF Russia, by the EU, and one of the main things that we are doing about it is developing an online platform to share the experience, to publish the success stories of these NGOs, to get them access to the online courses, to publish education articles. So the ambition of this online platform is to create a communication and knowledge hub for all people who would like to be involved in protection the nature from the industrial impact. So this is the ambition of the platform, and we hope that we will manage to develop it to this scale. Yeah.
So, but you talked about satellite pictures and the use of technology in helping actually people that are on the ground, people who are forest rangers and walk through the forest. How does this technology work together with field work?
Can I just jump in?
Yes, please, Ludmila.
Satellite images is the coolest thing about the project. Okay, seriously. Satellite images is a great tool for distant monitoring, and the project uses them a lot. They are free and they're available for any part of the world. If someone finds river pollution or illegal logging in satellite images, other activists can look at the same pictures or even go on site and check this information. No one can hide anything that was a pollution if there wasn't any. In difficult cases, experts and activists can consult and help each other to read and interpret the images. So the results of the monitoring are transparent and reliable. The other important thing about satellite images is that in a country like Russia, there are a lot of remote areas, very hard to reach. So eco-activists cannot really check what is going on there by going there physically. With satellite images, many of those areas can be monitored, and we can do it without leaving our homes. I think that's a great name for now.
And may I add that these 5,000 kilometers of polluted rivers, they will review this file without leaving homes, yet so activists work from their homes actually.
And sometimes far, far away from the actual sites of pollution they found. So they were using satellite pictures to actually monitor the other side of Russia, which is, I think, is a great thing.
And what you're describing is also what makes this project really applicable around the world, right? Globally. And so, what is your vision about, the future of the project? If there's something that can be improved, that can be enhanced, that can be strengthened, what could be it?
Can be developed further, and many great things can be done through building new partnerships. For example, NGOs, they use free satellite images, but these images have low resolution, and sometimes they are not enough for revealing the cases of pollution, while high-resolution images are too expensive. If data owners agree to provide high-resolution pictures for free, it could be very helpful. Then, the more data we gather, the more resources we need to work with it. Partnerships with technological companies could help us to build highly efficient interactive tools and maps for data gathering and processing. And finally, I think it's obvious that our approach is not limited to just one country. It can be easily scaled up for other countries or even for the whole globe. And we're open to share our experience.
Yeah, definitely. You can contact any of us, and you can contact at the project page. And if any details, technical details want covered, you can go to the link that you can see on our project page, to the information about our project, with the latest news on it, and so on and so on. Yeah, so I don't think that we can close the presentation now, because it's actually all that we would like to show you today. But there is one more thing I would like to share, because I personally work as a communication manager, the communication expert, and what I have seen since we launched the project, that it has a huge impact on public opinion, huge impact, because we get a lot of publications in Russian press, and the social media posts we made about the project, they got millions of users view this project. So it's great, actually, and we can see how it contributes to changing the public opinion about the protecting the environment, and it building the awareness. And may I share just the recent example, which I like very much. It's not connected directly to the project, but I liked very much that, like yesterday, the art exhibition was open. The art exhibition by the contemporary artists from France and Russia, who were inspired by the fact that this project of cooperation and protecting the nature was selected to be showcased here. And they just contributed their works to the digital platform for the online exhibition. Yes, and I think that you can find it if you go to this link on our project page. You can still find this art exhibition information about it as well. So yeah, I think it's a great example of how project like ours can impact the whole understanding of the future of people, of human and nature, and how we can work together and how we can thrive together, I hope. So I guess, yeah.
We had a question. We have our first question.
Nice.
And so basically, Anita wants to know how we do capacity development with the NGOs. How do we teach them how to monitor and how to interact with the industry?
Yeah.
You talked a little bit about that, but maybe you can give a little bit more information about what the trainings involve.
Yeah.
What do they train them on?
Yeah, so about the series of trainings, for now, there are several topics we are covering. First is field trainings for searching for illegal logging, then how to interact with non-financial reports of companies, then the legal aspects of protecting your rights for environment, then conflict resolution, because environmental conflicts is a huge thing, and in Russia we have a very low level of information about this environmental conflict. So we monitor the leading experts in the field. We bring these experts to the project and ask them to help both online and offline seminars and online courses for the NGOs. So that's how it works generally.
And then how has the pandemic affected the project? Has it become more difficult? I mean, we talked about various aspects of this project that are essentially online. So we have, you know, a lot of the main activities of the project haven't stopped.
Yeah. So some of activities stopped actually, and I'm talking about field trainings and these on-site seminars. But we managed to replace them with online courses and online activities, and for now all their activities are working, and all the grants provided, they are being implemented, so we are doing quite well. And the importance of the project, it really increased because of these satellite pictures and so on. Yeah.
So you don't feel that people have been more distracted because of the pandemic?
Not really, because they have these options to continue work.
Oh, there's a question for Elena, I think. Have the increasingly difficult relations between Russia and the EU at political level affected the program in any way? Maybe you can...
No, I mean, you know, our project is really a partnership, and you know, it's as I said, you know, it's a global concern. You know, we're working for the environment. The environment is our common home, and you know, it knows no borders. Everything is, you know, if your backyard is in trouble, then you know your neighbors are affected. So really, we have a very you know, strong team of NGOs, of professionals, of experts that come and give their expertise. So really, you know, and as Elena said, you know, the pandemic hasn't stopped us. So
yeah,
nothing can stop us, really.
Yeah, I would also add that this topic, the engagement of civil society and environment, it actually took us together, like it gathered us together. It makes us more, to be more cooperative, I would say.
And so I think we have a little bit more time to answer another question that came in. So what have you, yeah, so how has the forum, what has been the impact of the forum on our project? We've been working for quite some time on this. Yeah, what are the takeaways?
Yeah, we think that it's very, very important at this stage of the project to show it to the world and to explain how it can be scaled up, because we see, notwithstanding all the difficult circumstances, we see how it works, we see the real results, we see how it helps us to preserve nature, the most precious natural areas in Russia, and we understand that it can be scaled up. So we are very, very open to anyone who will approach us and ask questions, and we are ready to explain how it works and explain our strategies. And as Lyudmila mentioned, we think that it would be a great opportunity to build new partnerships, because we understand that the future of the project like this in using more sophisticated and modern technologies like artificial intelligence and interactive tools and mobile application and GIS, I mean geographical systems, information systems. So and satellite pictures, yeah, the core of everything, satellite pictures.
And also another thing that we noticed is that there are two projects concerning Russia in the forum, and both of them concern the environment, which is for me a very, you know, strong message that environment is becoming a very mainstream issue. And we were so happy to see this global family of the forum to be so active and so engaged. Ludmila, there are more questions, I think.
Yeah, I think there was a question, especially for Elena. Can you tell us more about your communication strategies? It's difficult sometimes to make institutions and actors make the environment a priority on the agenda. That's true.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice on that?
Yeah. I think that communications is a very, very strong part of the project, and we work on several dimensions of it. First, we work directly with businesses and local authorities to make sure that they understand the project and that they understand how they will benefit from the project. It's not an easy way to communicate. It takes actually sometimes months and years of work to explain the actors and stakeholders how they will benefit from this kind of project. But the other thing, the other dimension is public communication, and mentioning that we use all our power of social media. We engage bloggers and local celebrities and artists and so on, and we create this whole communications about the environment and about the project and about the fact that actually everyone can contribute to the protection of the environment.
And actually, the communication component of this activity that is based on environmental protection and people going and looking at illegal deforestation and all that, the communication component has been huge. There was a lot of people from the EU delegation to Russia working with Elena and her team, and really joined forces for multiplying the messages, for multiplying the impact. So really our cooperation, in the communication aspect, the cooperation of the delegation and WWF has been at its greatest to really, reach big crowds and big outreach.
So what I advise you here to go to our project page and go by the link to our site, because there you can find all the examples of our news, of our creative things and links and so on. Just look through it, and then you can approach me by the tools, the networking tools on the platform. I'm open for any questions about communication strategies.
I think there was one last very, very important question in the close presentation. Somebody's asking about volunteering and whether the project accepts volunteers from the EU.
It's a great question. Yeah, and we are happy to cooperate. And although at the moment it's very difficult to physically come to Russia and do something, we are still very keen on engaging people, and as many people will join the project, the better, because we are raising the capacity of civil society.
Well, a big volunteer program could be another step of scaling up. So do approach us and send us your request, and
your ideas. Your ideas.
Actually, for public monitoring of the environment, there is one rule: the more, the better. Yeah, the more people participate, the better results are. Yeah.
So thank you so much for your attention.
It
has been really nice to share all this with you. All the best to all the other projects. Thanks to everyone, and do write to us.
Yeah, please feel free to approach us and to write to us. We are open for any questions.
Bye.
Let's save the planet together. Thank you.
Thank you.